I'm so washed out. Hi friends, how are you? Sorry for if you hear a background noise. That's my space heater. I don't have working heat in my room, and it's a little. It's nice, but it's still chilly, like in my room specifically. So I'm just like a little cold. I switched out of my pants to shorts because I was walking out and about today. And now that I'm in my room, like, I'm so cold. Anyway, and then also I've got harsh afternoon lights, so lighting a little bit all over the place, but that's okay. We're about to dive into episode 11 of Hibike Euphonium. This is very exciting. Reina is gonna bring it. She's so frustrated and so angry at the blonde girl for, like, causing these problems. Because, like, in their heart of hearts, they know Taki-sensei would not be, he wouldn't play favorites. Now, some people seems like he would play favorites, but it looks like some of the people that raised their hands were also the gossipers earlier in that episode, so it kind of makes sense. But the blonde, and I'm going to call her blonde because she literally has the blonde hair in the anime, she caused this problem. She stirred the pot. She let loose the bees, however you want to word it. Oh, sorry, my back hurts. The point is, she kind of caused this problem, and now... So now, in the end, and really not only Taki-sensei, but also Reina and Kaori, they have to handle that and deal with that. And so, but he also, what's nice about this last episode was that it forced him to be more of a leader. So if he's led anything, I don't know if adults might be a bit easier, maybe not, maybe so. Maybe they won't respect him as much because he's so young. But it is his first time leading. In some cases, you can kind of tell he's probably a good director in terms of music. But this piece, so to speak, last piece and this piece, are kind of testing his leadership skills and how he can handle high school kids, majority of which are girls. And so, someone can be good at directing, someone can be good at arranging, someone can be good at different things musically, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good teacher, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good leader, fully and completely, just because they can conduct or do things musically. So this was definitely a test of his leadership, and I do appreciate the woman. I think she's a lefty. It looks like part of the reason she accepted becoming their class advisor is because she probably really clearly loves music and respects Taki's dad, so she knows who he is. And so she may not be musically inclined, but she loves music, and that's why she's involved. So she's so tough, but she's kind of one of those, you can kind of tell that she's probably a soft, like someone who's a big lover of music is a bit of a softie on the inside. She has this tough, like, no nonsense, and she is no nonsense because she's dealing with a bunch of high schoolers way about her, but she's also, there's a soft, squishy part of her, which it comes out every so often. Like, it surprised Kumiko when she was talking about music and enjoying it, and she's like, what? Also, the actress, when she's like, Reina, like, the way she does her voice when she's, like, upset or whatever is really kind of funny. But also, it seems that her connection with Reina is so obvious and strong that even her two friends, and her best friends, I would almost argue in some ways, Midori and Azuki, are just like, oh, how is she gonna feel because this affects Reina? So it's like they're so interconnected in so many ways. It's kind of interesting. Even her friend from her other school that she knew in middle school, she's like, oh yeah, Reina's there too. Like, is that why you chose? Like, clearly, even though they weren't really that close at all in middle school, it seems they had some sort of connection to some degree. Because again, they were kind of, I don't know by accident, but they were sitting next to each other in the beginning of the first episode when they were at the end of their middle school years. So now I'm getting really, really hot. Oh, wait. No, I can turn that off. So they do have a connection. They have it for a while. Kaori's like, yes, I want, with Taki-senpai stepping up in leadership, he did something really smart, which is like, if you would like to audition again, let's take advantage of this hall and audition in front of everybody. And the majority of the people seemed pretty content to where they were, even the people who didn't make it. But Kaori wasn't. Now, she wasn't competing to get a spot in the performance, she was competing for the solo. Very different. And so that's why she kept practicing. And like I said last episode, it's good for her to practice because just in case something happens to Reina and she gets sick or whatever, it's good to have a backup. It's really important that you actually do that for your leads. Have your understudies if possible. If you don't, like, well, you're gambling a lot, even on a high school level. Sometimes you can't afford to have an understudy in some degrees. But it's good that she's also been pushed because, again, if something happens to Reina, she'll be able to perform the solo really well. And that's what's going to really come down to. It's not necessarily about skills per se. They're both very skilled. Kaori has this really, really beautiful sound to her. But I think in the end, it is going to be sound quality, not necessarily hitting right notes, hitting wrong notes, how they phrase it. But yeah, phrasing, and I think really in the end, sound quality is going to be really what's going to differentiate Reina from Kaori. There's technically, I think they're probably on similar levels, but Reina's just been playing a little bit more to really have that sound to her. That's gonna, in the end, is what separates the soloist from really good professionals. I mentioned that before. I was a violinist. It was 3 professionals. One was a soloist. The other 2 were part of an orchestra. And listening to them, you could just, no matter what violin he picked up, he just sounded amazing. This violinist. It didn't matter if it was a cheap violin or a super expensive Stradivarius. He sounded beautiful. And so you're like, oh wow, there is this huge chasm between a soloist and a really good first chair or a really good just ensemble player. So there is this big chasm, and there is this sound quality sound and this phrasing difference. And so that's what we're going to come down to, is really how different and how much better does Reina sound than Kaori. Because in an ensemble, if you play it right, you can hide your kind of subpar quality, sound quality within the group to some degree. You're still bringing it down, but to some degree. But as a soloist, you have nothing to help you. You are by yourself. Maybe you have support from like some strings or piano, but still just you, baby. So you really need to have good quality of sound. And I think, again, I've said this like 5 times, 6 times maybe. That's what's going to come down to. But I am also intrigued by Kumiko and Reina's relationship. I like their relationship. It's weird, but it's enjoyable. Anyway, without further ado, I've said a lot. So there's a countdown timer on YouTube. There's no sound. Partial image keeps copyright Monsters at Bay. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Oh, right. She totally has like a major crush on him. I think he knows, like a part of him knows, but he might not. I don't know. Got my Yoo-hoo chocolate water. It still tastes good, actually. Somehow they make it taste good. Lots and lots of sugar, probably. Oh my gosh, yeah. After water, the second ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. There's so much sugar in there. Oh gosh, FDA approved. Alright, I've got some sweet potato mash. I'm gonna eat a little bit, but sorry. I'm just super hungry. I haven't eaten lunch. I am really excited. It's gonna be a really cool thing. And then, once we get past this drama of, like, who's the better trumpet player, that'll be all good. I understand the fingering. Sorry, that's not my key at all. The fingering for the trumpet keys went to the same thing. That's the one thing that's kind of easy about woodwinds, is that you just have all the keys to jump all the octaves and do all the things. But with trumpet, you only have so many fingerings. The rest you have to do is all in the embouchure. She does sound really, really nice. I'm a little obsessed, sweetie. Like, back off. Did they do the bass clip? Because that's what the euphoniums have to do. I guess now that they had the carpets, they kicked their school shoes off. Mmm. Ugh. It's humid in the room. Gross. How did they keep? What are you up to? What are you doing pushing her off? She's really nice. Yeah. Ooh, those high notes, just like silver. Beautiful. Ooh, you can hear it. That sound quality difference is so good. That beautiful sharp metallic sound. Sorry. Yeah, if she wasn't telling her to like throw the thing, let me be it. Oh, does she have a bit of a conscience? Again, I just like how like Kosaka's, how she is it here, up here like that, versus Kaori's like kind of falls a little bit. Kind of, you are. That's okay. They keep asking her that. She keeps refusing to give her answer. They keep poking her because they keep wanting her to actually say it. Maybe that's why. Always has the jokes. Likes to avoid the serious stuff, huh? Hmm. And then she's still respectful to her senpais. I think they have a bit of a past relationship, huh? Oh, so now we get the background. She was one of the few second years that tried to stand up for the first years. And the third years weren't listening. Why would you go to do that to someone? I know, cause even though she kicked off the situation, it's gonna fall on her. Ooh, long day for them. Oh, good. Keeps your skills up. I love the voice actress for Kumiko. She's so fun. Oh, ew. Oh, water moth. Moths, gnats, all that. Oh, he's really practicing. So does he, actually. He doesn't want to be embarrassed either. It's good to see that in him. That even though technically she's her senpai, she's not really acting like it. Just trying to get her to. So she's asking her to throw it. Oh, oh, the tubas! I love how we had like the UFOs last episode. Now we got the tubas. Oh, they're all so darn cute, and the fact that those two, the other ones are dating, just makes it even cuter. So they're second years, both of them. Yeah, they are. Their shoes. I think their dating is very super cute. Oh, it's adorable. Interesting. So Kaori has too much self-respect to ask her to. My phone was ringing, and then no one. Of course, no one's on the other side. But I think that's really cute. But yes, Kaori has too much self-respect, and she's too. She was going to be like those other seniors, where she's like, "I want you to throw it for me, so I can get the solo." It's not in Reina to do that. So it's interesting how the blonde is asking Reina to do it. It's very not forward. I forget the term I'm looking for, but basically it's bold. She has chutzpah. That's for certain. And Reina's not gonna take it very well because it's not for her to do that. And obviously, she's not asking her to do an obvious one where you like really mess up, but like maybe not make it so good. But Taki Sensei's also heard her play. He's known her for years, so if she didn't do her best, he could tell. He would be able to tell. But it also would be her decision to do so. But Reina's not going to do that. She's going to give her all. Kaori's going to give her all, and Kaori's going to want her to give her all. Otherwise, it's not fair. It's not fair to her. But she's so grateful, and she's so kind of obsessed with Kaori that the blonde kind of isn't thinking very clearly. She started this mess, and now she's doing a very poor job trying to clean it up. But it's not on her. It's gonna fall on the two trumpet players and the class to vote. And the best trumpeter will win. And it's probably more than likely gonna be Kosuka. I keep flipping back and forth between her names, but I can't help it. And that's really, yeah, she is, honey. Last year really has some problems. Sorry, I'm not hungry. She could go on and perform in college if she chooses. Can't she? Is that an option for her in Japan? I guess it wouldn't be. I guess it wouldn't be if that wasn't her major. Kumiko, you coward. There's something about being in an official concert hall that's both amazing and terrifying. You're like, shoot, this is where I actually have to perform. That wouldn't be the case. You're responsible for your own instrument. And it'd be like, yo, get over here, get your freaking instruments. It wouldn't be really as nice. They have very different cases. Like, Reina has, like, the more, like, traditional case. Oh, she's like, they're like silently telling her, go to your girl. She's telling you to go, girl. I know. She's not going. But it's funny how our friends were like, yeah, go take care of her, alright? You're her emotional support. You need to. Yeah, they're not as nice. It's usually you put your own instruments on there. If it's not on there, guess whose fault? It's yours. Move your butt. Move. I guess they used to be friends, but there was just some issues from last year. We get to like look into that relationship in season 2, right? I'm excited for that one. Just to figure it. I'm sure. I hope you'll be satisfied. Nah. Yeah, she probably. Suga's really smart and like observant, but she also doesn't say what she thinks, which is irritating. And then Kumiko's the exact opposite. She keeps a lot in her head, but she also like says which a lot too. Aw, they're cute. I guess everybody has that person that can kind of see through them in the band. Well, there's a few relationships like that. This relationship's so weird. Sometimes, and that's when she realized that she said too much. She speaks before she... What is this? What is this? Yo, this is ridiculous. Y'all are over dramatic. Calm down. Now I get the bait thing. I get it now. What? Oh my gosh. Professional love, after all. I hate these two so much. It's so ridiculous. Just mess with you, poor Kumiko. Ooh, that's a little 3D. Ooh, that was nice. Oh, I hated the applause thing. What's Kaori's last name? I'll close my eyes like the others. It is really, it's very pretty. I love the little vibrato that kind of comes in. It's really nice. Her high notes aren't bad either. And the vibrato at the end was really nice. Ooh. Got a little 3D camera paneling. It's kind of like... Ooh. There's no air leakage. It's strong. That beautiful like tinny sound that comes in with like really good trumpet playing. The vibrato beautifully placed throughout the entire piece. Nice. Also a very consistent vibrato versus like the slightly inconsistent one with the other. Absolutely beautiful. Jeez. There's a huge gap between them. To be Reina. Aww, she's a little support squad. That's all kind of like a really consistent, kind of very specific kind of clapping. Kumiko's her. That's your support squad, girl. Not a lot of people actually I think he's testing her here. Because technically a lot of people didn't clap But 3 people clapped for her and 2 people clapped for her. It's a test of her her integrity. I love the little strands, the loose strands that they put in there. Oh, big. Oh, pumpkin butter. Look at this big, cute Annie tears. Look at Kumiko. It's so good, it's so good. Oh, I keep forgetting there's more to this. Oh, it's so good. It was, oh my gosh. But yeah, I told you it was a sound quality thing. The strength of the embouchure, there was no air leakage at the beginning. I mean, that beautiful kind of tinny sound that comes in like many years of playing. The very consistently placed vibrato, the very consistent vibrato at the end. Because of the other player, it was like, it was nice, but it also had a little bit of inconsistency. So, I mean, they didn't even have to close their eyes. They're like, whoa. But a lot of people refused to vote too, which is irritating. That's why he said for the senior too, because for her, I think it was 3 people, maybe. And the other was 2, or maybe it was just how. Yeah, it sounded like 3 people clapped for the senior Kaori. But only 2 people for her. That's why he said that. But he wasn't like really that interesting. But it's a person of integrity. She was like, no, it can't be me. It takes a very mature person to be like, no, it shouldn't be me. It should be that person. I'm gonna say if we did that with the other person, the senior who complained about the junior, who beat him out, I don't think he would have done that at all. If we did it again, no, he would have continued to pitch a fit, or would have like just kept the solo. I don't think he was a person that, really thinking about this personality in him, I don't think he was much of a person of integrity as Kaori is. That interaction between Reina and Kumiko is so weird. They're so weird. Like, I like them, but they're like weird. Their dynamic is enjoyable somehow, but it's just weird. I can see what they mean by bait. Yeah, that's so baity. It's just so obnoxiously baity. There's no getting around that. Why that decision was made, because I don't think it's like that in the light novels, right? I remember looking up this anime and people saying that's the relationship that they kind of see with them, and then like, is it different? I know that they don't. I remember reading that the anime doesn't do Shuichi and his relationship with Kumiko a justice. But my dog can smell my food, so she's like, I want in. But excuse you, no. She wants food. Oh, that little wine was so cute. But I don't know if the relationship is quite the same in the manga or light novel. So I'd really appreciate if you guys give me like heads up, like, yeah, no, the relationship, this weird relationship that's in this anime is very similar to the light novel, or like, no, they really upped that for the anime for whatever reason. And you know, it's their anime studio, they can do what they want. But it was nice to see actually Shuichi like try, like he was also trying his best. He didn't want to be embarrassed again. He's like, no, I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna have it down by the morning after. So it is nice to see him. It was wonderful to see his enthusiasm when he actually got in. It was wonderful for him to see him practice and work hard. So it's nice that he's not aimless and kind of just floating along. That is sweet that that Taki Sensei gave Hazuki and Natsuki and the others a different piece to work on who didn't make it. So that way, something that works for them. So that way they can keep working on their skills. So that way they're not doing nothing. So that's actually really, really sweet of him to do that for them. It's really nice. Because it doesn't waste their time. And it doesn't waste his either. Plug in some stuff. Anyway, anything else to say? It's funny because she called for Asuka and Asuka didn't come because she said like she always sees like inside of her. She wants to keep surprising her. She wants to surprise her someday. Whereas with the two of them, with Kumiko and Reina, they are like that. They can kind of see past each other. But they also not only can they kind of see each other, but they also it's still early enough that they can't quite see each other. You know what I'm saying? In kind of a see through each other, but they're also the relationship is still kind of newish still that they still are surprising each other even when they're not surprising each other, so it's kind of cute. And Reina, the little stinker, like she knew she wasn't gonna throw she had no intention of throwing this. She's gonna kick butt and do well, and she knew she was gonna be the best, but she still kind of tested Kumiko, which is mean. Kumiko, I love those moments when her eyes go kind of honey after she realizes she just kind of like said things she wasn't supposed to say. And I love the sweetness and the surprise on Reina's face when she saw when Kumiko was like the first one to kind of like stand up and like that's her support squad, which is cute. And then Hazuki kind of just supported. I think she really supported Kumiko's choice, not necessarily Reina herself. Even though she probably agrees with Reina. I mean, agreed that Reina was the best. But, you know, Kumiko's her, like, good friend, her best friend. And so, yeah. The dynamic is interesting. Because their dynamic is really weird. Because you see how kind of at ease and relaxed she's with Midoriya and the others. And kind of her relationship. And then how her relationship is kind of specifically with Reina. It's so inseparable. But it's also so obvious that they're all like, yeah, go have lunch with her. It's fine. You're okay. She's like, okay. She's so obvious. She should just said it at the beginning. They're like, yeah, but she's really nice. And so that's why we like her. So that was kind of cute. Kind of a little bit taste of like, it's reached the point where even her new besties are like, yeah, no, we can totally read you. Like, go hang out with your girl. But they also had to be roundabout with that. We also saw that with the chairs thing, where it was like, you know, going to go support Reina, and they were like, yeah, we got this, like, go. And so she's like, okay, she runs off. So, their relationship dynamic is enjoyable, actually. I really actually like it a lot. It's just weird. Yeah. And then, of course, there's, yeah. But now that we've gotten that drama over, that our blonde kicked off, interesting of all people, she ran into Natsuki, and she didn't even like bump and kind of move. She kind of just stayed. She must have realized it was her, and just kind of like crumpled into her a little bit, which shows they had probably a really nice relationship before, and then whatever happened last year kind of screwed with that a bit. I do know that's one of the relationship dynamics we're going to focus on season 2. Same thing with the Bluebird and her counterpart. And so I don't think we've met that counterpart. I think it's a clarinetist, if I'm correct. I don't think we've met her yet. But it's cute seeing a little Bluebird in the background. Is there anything else? No, I really want season 3. The anime is beautiful, like those big cute Anigami tears coming down. A little bit of like the body language, the way the eyes sparkle and shine, like the way they make sure the eyes are slightly rounded. All of them have unique colors, like with the purple, but they also have like a green sometimes reflection or something else, like or a red depending on the eye. Kind of makes it really like stick out. I love those kind of more traditional moments when Kumiko like almost gets caught and little bubbles appear and like her animation goes buzz, kind of you know, not blurry but kind of buzzy. That's not what I'm looking for. But I love those moments there. Moments where she's just like, oh gosh. Her reaction to like Reina actually getting it, where she's like kind of in tears, kind of like really happy. It's cute. So I do love the more, I like how like they were under the light, so there was more whites in their hair. I always enjoy KyoAni's little like strayed hairs. Like those are just so fun. The little details really add depth and roundness to the characters. There's a lot of cartoons that could use that. Oh, sorry. I just really enjoyed it. Also, how their shadows are kind of like stars, but they're also faded out. They're not super dark and black, and they wouldn't be. They would be kind of a washed out shadow and a funky angle because of how the lights are hitting them. I like how it just, I mean, the whole thing. I mean, KyoAni did, yeah, they also did Your Line April, which, by the way, I will be posting soon once all of, I think now all of my Violet Evergarden episodes have been posted, so yeah, Your Line April will be next. I'll get those posted after Violet Evergarden. I think that's only fair. It's funny because I'm kind of going backwards in postings. Is there anything else to add? Nope, that's it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If I've forgotten something or I lost my train of thought, I guess I'll let you know. I really like this anime. It feels really, really nice also to have an anime where I actually have experienced a lot what they've experienced. I can actually say things to some degree about music and stuff like that. It feels really nice to actually have something to add. Well, I feel like something to add, because I feel like I don't add a lot much to these, except for, like, my opinion to these animes, so it's really nice to actually be able to say, oh yeah, like this would happen, or oh, I like this, or oh yeah, I experienced this, so that's really nice. Anything else to add? Nope, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.